Owning a boat has long been known to be a pretty terrible investment. Most boat owners will tell you that boat stands for break out another 1,000. They require a lot of maintenance, which can get expensive and time consuming. But what if you put your boat to work for you? In this day and age, you can rent out just about anything online, including boats. Websites like Get My Boat and Boat Setter allow owners to rent their boats out by the hour. It's kind of like the Airbnb for boats. I wonder though, how much can you really make doing this? Does it just offset the costs, or can you make a real profit with this? So today we're going to talk to someone who's actually already renting out multiple boats on Boat Setter. So I talked to Lindsay, a Boat Setter rental owner here in Seattle, to find out. But before we really get into it, I wanted to thank ClickUp for sponsoring this video. ClickUp is a project management tool to help you get everything organized. They started with the premise that productivity was broken. There were too many different tools to keep track of, too many different ecosystems, like it was just getting confusing. So ClickUp is one tool to house all your projects, goals, spreadsheets, tasks, everything all in one. It's built for teams of 1 to 1,000 plus, so basically everyone. It's packed with different features and customization tools that other productivity softwares just don't have, so you can work the way that you work best. Whether you're in project management, you run a boat rental business, or a YouTuber like myself, ClickUp has easy to use solutions that will make your work more efficient. What makes ClickUp different from the other project management tools is they have customizations for any work need, so you can make it for like whatever your job is, and you don't need to code to do that. It's user friendly. There's already over 800,000 teams using ClickUp, and if you want to join all those people, you can use my code Shelby Church to get 15% off their massive unlimited plan, meaning you can start reclaiming your time for $5 a month. So link down below, use my code if you want to get 15% off for a year, and let's get into the video. This is Lake Union in Seattle, Washington. This lake feeds into a bigger lake, Lake Washington, and on a nice day in Seattle, you'll find hundreds of boats out here. Last summer, Lindsay and her husband put their boat for rent on boatsetter.com.
We made $26,000 in 63 days.
So the first season renting out their boat, they made $26,000. That's amazing. But there's more to the story. There are costs involved with this. So let's break down the revenue and expenses to see the total profit that they had last summer.
The boat itself was $38,000 plus tax.
$38,000 is a significant investment, but it's a brand new boat, so it's under a warranty. So should it have any issues in the first few years, they won't have to pay for that. And they didn't pay for the entire boat up front, they actually financed it.
The boats have 15-year loans on them, which is pretty normal, 6% interest.
But there's more costs than just the boat itself. You have to pay for somewhere to store your boat, insurance, the boat's registration, and regular maintenance. What does the monthly cost look like for the VR5 in terms of the monthly loan cost, insurance, all of that?
Yep, so for the VR5, our loan is $262 a month. Slip space was $400 a month. The dry storage, which we still had to pay during the summer because we have to store the trailer, was $100 a month during the summer, and then that kicks up to $160 during the winter for the covered dry storage for the boat. Insurance was $50 a month.
And because the boat's brand new, they didn't have any crazy maintenance, but there are things you have to do to even a new boat every single year.
At the end of the season, we have it winterized, and that costs us about $300 to $500.
And so the total after all of these expenses...
So that boat cost us about $46,000 out the door. So that was including insurance, registration, the trailer's registration.
So those are all of the costs, but let's talk a little bit more about how much it made. All right, for Lindsay's boat and really most of boats on Boat Setter, there is a minimum 3-hour booking. And for that, they're able to charge $449. And then it jumps up for 5 hours, $537, all the way up to 8 hours, $974. I think the big question everyone is wondering is, okay, does it really even get booked that much though? And in this case, yes. With the VR5, you can see she's already had 147 bookings. And if all of these bookings were even just at the lowest 3-hour rate, that would still be $66,000 that this boat has made. So this boat has actually started to make a profit on top of all of the costs. But I don't think that this is the case everywhere. I've researched the website quite a bit, and there are a lot of boats that don't actually have that many bookings. To be real with you, Lindsay's account is the only one I've seen that is this booked out. Almost every boat setter account has like less than 10 bookings. I don't know if this is because these services are kind of new or if because there just isn't that much demand in a lot of places. So in a lot of cases, it would be risky to buy a boat and bank off of the fact that you're going to get 50 bookings in a summer because it might not happen. But this is true of any business like this, Airbnb or Turo. This could also totally happen. This is just the risk that you take when doing this kind of business. But I do think that it's important to note. Another factor that comes into play is this is somewhat time consuming.
So it's true that you can't remotely unlock a boat. You really need to have somebody there to make sure that people sign safety waivers, to help them dock the boat when they get back later, and to just give them some general instructions. There's just more to renting a boat than renting a house or a car. Do you find that doing boat setter is pretty time consuming?
Yeah, 100%. It is pretty time consuming. We find that we're down here during the weekdays after work for bookings. We're down here a lot during the weekends, even though we do have employees helping us out. It's unfortunately not like Airbnb or Turo where you can do the contactless check-in. There are liability waivers that need to be signed. There's a check-in on the boat. All the boats are slightly different. So it's not like going into a house where you'll find the kitchen and the kitchen is how you expect it to operate. It's, here is where the gas cap is for this boat. Here are where the life jackets are for this boat. It's, there is a lot more hands-on time required.
Especially when it comes to docking the boat at the end of a rental, I noticed that you really need someone there to help someone because people that are renting a boat aren't going to be as seasoned at doing this. So you really have to have someone there, at the start and at the end of the booking. Yes, you can always hire it out, but it's less appealing to me because you can't fully automate it with technology. You still need to hire an actual person to be there. Since last year went really well, they decided to expand this year to 9 boats.
So we have 9 boats across 2 different locations.
So over here is their little slip marina area. They're able to store 6 boats here, and it's $6,000 per month or $60,000 for the entire year.
And we have to rent it for the whole year.
Yeah, but this is a prime spot. Overall, do you feel like it's worth it doing this?
Oh yeah, 100%. In terms of investment for us, and for us specifically, because we had so much prior experience with boating, the barrier to entry was super low.
Yeah.
We started with 1 boat, we had enormous success, so we were like, great, let's scale up. Definitely been more of an investment in terms of our like sweat equity this summer, but it's as of last week when we broke even, it will be worth it.
Yeah. With the break-even number, is that coming from paying the loans on the boats, not the total amount?
Correct.
Okay, so it's like the loan for the year.
Loan for the year. The boats have 15-year loans on them, paying off all of our costs for this year, including the marina slip costs, the insurance costs, labor costs, dry storage costs, the whole kit and caboodle. We paid that off last week, so everything else is going into our pocket. I will admit, I don't think that we'll hit our forecasted number. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I mean, like anything over that, anything over break even is like good. It's great.
Yeah, because then you're also getting equity in the boats. So say one day you want to sell this boat rental business, you have all these assets.
Absolutely, and we're building up the brand in terms of tax, like the depreciation schedules on the boat and everything like that.
And one last thing I want to mention is that Lindsay and her husband used to work in Europe on really nice boats, so they're familiar with how boats work, some of the maintenance they're able to do themselves. However, Lindsay told me that it is possible if you've never owned a boat before to be able to do this.
Someone who doesn't know a lot about boats wanted to do this. Say I wanted to do this in like Marina del Rey. What advice would you have for me?
Get a really good boat manager. I know in LA there's a huge maritime community of, deckhands or stewardesses or captains who are keen to get involved. If you can find like your guy or girl who is gonna help you out with that, if you know nothing, then you're laughing, then you're fine.
Seems like there are a lot of little things with boats. Like I've heard that you need to paint them every year if they're sitting in salt water, maybe also fresh water.
Anti-fouling, yeah.
Even what you just said about making sure the propeller's out of the water.
When you're approached with all of this information and you're just like, oh, I didn't even think of that prop thing, like that feels like a huge barrier to entry for me. I would say it's not the case. Like there's not that much stuff that you need to learn about.
Right.
It just feels like a lot up front.
Yeah.
So I think this is a super cool business idea. I mean, the fact that you can pay off the boat really in just 2 years and then be making a profit on top of that. Are you kidding? I want a boat. Like, I'm out here Googling boats for sale, you guys. However, I do wonder if too many people are doing this, is there still going to be the demand? And Lindsay has actually seen with them expanding to more boats that they've even kind of oversaturated the market just by themselves.
With our boats, we've definitely found that now that we have quite a lot of similar sized boats, we have cannibalized the market for the VR5 that we have, that you guys are going to be taking out. We've oversaturated our own market.
Yeah.
Because we charge a little bit more for the VR5, whereas people are like, I want to take a boat out. I just want to go out for a few hours, beautiful day. I'm going to pick this one, it's brand new, perfect. Let's oh, it's $50 an hour cheaper than this one, so I'm going to book this one. So, which is fine for us because the money is still going into our pocket, but we are seeing less pickup on the VR5 this summer than we were last. So
Right.
So overall, I think this is a very cool business idea, especially if you already have a boat. You might as well rent it out, right? You could probably fully pay for the boat in a couple years, depending on how much demand there is in your area. However, it may not be the best investment ever because boats are depreciating assets, depreciating liabilities, more like, because they're always breaking. So you might be better off putting your money in stocks or real estate or something like that. But if you love boats and you want one and you want to be able to use it yourself sometimes and have it pay for itself too, I mean, I'm over here looking at boats for sale. I'm not even kidding you guys. I think this would be so cool to do. So Lindsay actually is offering 10% off her boat, which is so nice if any of you guys want to book it. So I'll have a code on the screen if you want to do that. So if you guys are thinking of doing this and making an account on BoatSetter, you can use my link and you'll get $100 the first time you rent your boat out automatically. So I'll have that link down below if you want to get that. It's like an affiliate link, so we both get a little bit. But I put a lot of effort into making this video, so if you want to support my channel and see more videos like that, that would be super cool, but you don't have to. So that is going to be it for this video. I hope that you guys enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed making it, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!